Morning, Eternal. How are you? Carlsbad. What cities have I not visited yet? Ehrenberg, Ukiah. Ehrenberg and Ukiah. I need to get back up into into this area. I haven't been up there in a long time. Lunch at Grandma's was good. Always nice to spend Christmas with family. Yes, sir. That's the way to do it. Where's all the gifts? Is this his external contracts? Yo, what's up, Kane? How are you doing, sir? Did they get rid of all of the... Are the gifts done? Maybe there's just none out of this town. That's fine. Alright, so let's look for Ehrenberg and Ukiah. Ehrenberg and Ukiah. How was you guys' Christmas so far? Page? I don't remember that. Clovis. Kienta? Some of these towns I do not remember. Roswell, Tucson, Las Cruces. Alright. So none of these seem that awesome. Let's go up to Holbrook. I don't think I've hauled this thing yet. Crawler tractor. I don't think I've hauled the crawler tractor. What's up, Sebi? My Christmas was pretty darn good. No complaints. Oh, that's coming out of Artesia. Oh, but I've got 10 hours to do it. Coming out of Kraft. What did Kraft Heinz need with a crawler tractor? Oh well. Let's go do that. Well, I would say hey to Trika, but he's not going to be able to hear me anyway. Oh, I need to sleep. Let's go sleep. Probably should have gotten some rest before taking that job, but that's okay. It's real world time anyway. We'll be fine. I hope you guys got some cool stuff for Christmas. I got some video games. Pretty excited. None of which I'm going to be playing anytime soon, but eventually I will. I want to finish all the other stuff. Like Witcher and Final Fantasy first. I think those are the only story-based games I'm playing right now. Dragon, please describe to me what he's doing. Get on it, Kane. Give him a play-by-play. I guess I can sleep around back. Alright, let's do that. I'm just going to reverse into this place. And by reverse, I mean drive backwards from the way I'm supposed to. Not really reverse per se, but you get the idea. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Okay. Alright, once we get to about another 400k, I'm going to buy another truck and another driver for that new garage I've got. I think I'll keep doing that at like 4 to 500k until I get like 5 or 6 garages going. And then I'll start saving up like $1 million at a time and knock out like an entire garage all at once. Just hire like 5 drivers and buy 5 trucks all at the same time. Just trying to think about what game you should buy with your gifted money for Christmas. Man, do what I do and go through my wish list on Steam. And so I've got a list.
Showcase your bits.
Hey, Admiral Brocode with the 300 bits. Thanks, man. Go through your Steam wish list and either A, find the game at the top of your want to play list, regardless of its cost. Or if your wish list is just full of like a bunch of games that you would like to play eventually, just go through them and start like checking off and adding all of them to cart that are like 85% off or more, and just knock out as many of those as you can. That's usually what I do. I got some money and I was able to spend it on myself for Christmas with my wish list and ended up buying 2 games and like 5 DLCs for games that I already owned. And then I got a couple of games gifted to me, which was pretty awesome. I was pretty stoked about that. Can't Stay just dropped in to say Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to yourself, good sir. We'll see you around. Hopefully your father-in-law can keep his wife away from you for a little while. Just chill out in the backyard or something. I also find this is the kind of time where I start removing stuff from my wish list. As I'm going through my wish list trying to find things that I want to buy, I'm all like, honestly, I don't think I'd want that, and I'd start removing 4 or 5 items from my wish list. It's something that I wanted at one point, and I've since changed my mind. Or I think to myself, you know what? If I get it, awesome, but I'm not going to add it to my wish list, you know? It's not going to burn a hole in my pocket to get this item. I even forgot where we're taking this load. It's so dark. My beacons don't even help light it up. But hey, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Gives you something interesting to watch, I hope. Probably for the next, like, 5 hours. Yo, Creed, what is up, dude? How's your Christmas been so far, my friend? Get some sweet stuff? Delivering presents? That's the goal. I didn't have any jobs to deliver presents originally, so I, actually, you know what? While I'm here, let me see if there's another... Ah, there's some here. Okay. Tucson. I could take those to Las Cruces. Let's go to Yuma, actually. I'm going to take that one. You have a pending job you must finish before you start this one. Can I abandon it? How do you abandon a job? World of Truck job in progress. Abandon. Yes. Okay. Job market. You got a cool dice tower from that place you got your dice vault at PAX? Dude, that's awesome. Holy crap, I can take something to Reading? Look at that job, dude. $129,000. Page, Tucson, Las Cruces. Dude, I think we should do this one. It's a huge job, but it pays $129,000. Let's do that. Holy cow. That is awesome. I got pretty much all video games. Plus, it'll take me up to Northern California where I want to be anyway, because there's a lot of roads up there I haven't checked out. Oh no, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I got Star Trek Bridge Crew, so we're gonna have to schedule a time with me, you, and Lucid to play some of that. I got Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Is that the most recent one? I think it is. I got a bunch of DLC for Euro Truck Sim 2. Everything except Italy. And I got Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which I'm going to try to convince Cappy to play with me for a little bit. She'll get too stressed out and won't be able to finish the game with me, but I'd like to have a few of the because that'll just be fun. Alright, so let's look at the map for this job. This is taking me up to Reading. So, we have... It's going to take us 27 hours to get there in game time. But I can take as long as I want. Because the job is... the job is based off of real time. So we're going to go this way. We're going to map out some roads here. Sonzi, what's up, dude? How are you good? How are you doing, man? We're going to go up there and take that route. Then we're going to go up... I've done that route before. Let's go up through here. Then we'll come back down this way. Go this route. Actually, I'd like to go here. Then we're going to come over here and do that. Go this way. Actually, no, don't go that way. Go the way you were going. Up through Sacramento. Okay, this is all new territory. Okay. So we'll do... Actually, you know what? Let's go up 80. Wait, hold on. What are you doing here? That's going up 5. Yeah, let's go up 5. Let's take 5 all the way up to Reading. Okay. All right. I think that's a good route. That'll get me some good maps, some good roads mapped out there. Okay, so the trip is going to take me almost 33 hours in game time. And I have 24 real life hours to deliver it. So, plenty of time. Six or 1,700 miles almost. So we're starting this at 5:45. Am I still playing with a keyboard? Yeah. No reason to change if it ain't broken. I do just fine with a keyboard and mouse. Good wheels are still $300. Don't go to bed in the middle of the trip and forget about it for a week? Yeah, I know, right? No, this job will probably only take me an hour and a half in real life. Ah! Okay, I'm in the intersection while it's yellow. We're good. Oh, you switched to a controller. Oh, okay. I could probably switch to a controller, but I'm just more comfortable on a keyboard and mouse, so I have literally zero problems driving with a keyboard and mouse. Oh crap, I'm speeding. Yeah, they're pretty intuitive. I mean, I made some changes to the controls, like all my cruise controls are on the numpad so that I'm able to easily do cruise control. I've got my left hand on WASD and my right hand all on the numpad for cruise and adjusting speeds and switching this display in the lower right hand corner. Basically, all my commands are either on the far left or the far right of the keyboard, and the only thing I need the mouse for is look. I'm not great with having the sticks partway along. I don't follow. Are you talking about shifting? Because I don't shift, I just have an automatic transmission, so that's not something I have to worry about. Although I do have shift up and down on shift and control, so I mean, I could hit it with my pinky if I needed to. Plus, I've got shift and control mapped on my mouse as well. Oh, you mean the analog sticks on a controller. Gotcha. Usually smash the sticks all the way to one direction. Yeah. Problem with me also is if I had a wheel, it would be like a complicated setup because I'd have to put it up and take it down every single time I was playing the game. I don't have like a dedicated area to play trucking, so it would also be, while more convenient to play, it would be inconvenient for setup because it would sit like right in front of me the whole time. So I'd have to take it down when I'm not playing. Never not be trucking? Well, I like playing single player games that are story based too, man. I'm not just gonna truck. Now, I mean, if somebody wants to like give me 10 grand and I just buy a whole bunch of different computers and set up one just for trucking, I'll do it. If they'll ever make ETS 3 or ATS 2, I highly doubt it. I get the feeling that after ATS is done, their next move, ooh, a tunnel. Their next move would probably be to move, be to move the game towards worldwide trucking. So they would probably start doing Canada and Mexico. They'd probably start doing Asia and just make it so that you could truck all the way from like Great Britain to, you know, Eastern China. Maybe have it so you could drive through Egypt down to Africa. Have an Australia game. Well, that's why I think Canada would probably end up being ice roads primarily. Like, they would just make it winter all the time in Canada. Otherwise, yeah, there's not a whole lot of stuff up there. It's just Arctic tundra through a lot of Canada. But I don't really see them making ETS 3 or ATS 2. That seems like overkill. They've got an exceptional engine for trucking now, so might as well just make the games bigger, make the maps bigger. Wonder if they'll do Spain, Portugal next? I wouldn't doubt it. There's no reason for them to stop. Every time they release a DLC, it's for like 2 weeks. It's the most purchased DLC on Steam, and their games go to like the top 2 or 3 games on Steam for a few weeks while everybody catches up on playing the new roads. They're insanely popular, dude. A lot of people don't think it's that popular, but people eat this stuff up. They can't finish the U.S. until and do Alaska. They'd have to add Canada for that. Well, they did state when they were making American Truck Simulator that they planned to include parts of Mexico and Canada. So they didn't call it United States Trucking. They called it America Truck to be part of North America. But they left it kind of open so that they could include other areas. Yeah, that's a plan for them right now. So it's handy. They'd have to have 90% of the roads go over mountains. Well, they've got roads that go over mountains in Italy right now. I don't have the Italian DLC, but the part of Italy that's part of the base game of ETS is mountainous because they've got the northern 3 cities in Italy, and those are heavy mountainous because you've got the whatever mountains. I don't know what they are. I don't know what that mountain range is called in northern Italy. You don't think you could play this game yourself, but you enjoy watching it? Fair enough. There's a lot of games, the Alps, thank you. There's a lot of games that are like that for me. I enjoy watching Dark Souls, but I loathe playing it. I enjoy watching XCOM, but I've tried it and I'm terrible at it. I also enjoy watching like PUBG and stuff like that, but I don't think I would enjoy playing those. Am I using mods? Only a couple. I have a mod for the headlights on the truck so that it raises them up a little bit. I have mods for company names. So like the truck in front of me says Dole. Neither ATS or ETS use real company names, but the mod puts in real company names. I also have a mod for real vehicles on the road. So instead of seeing generic vehicles, they'll actually have like Toyota logos or Chevy logos on them for whatever car they're imitating. Just minor stuff like that. Hey Mom, what's up? Okay, he switched lanes. Good. I'm gonna go to the post office tomorrow, Mom, to see if your package is there. You're just glad for all the shindigs to be complete for this holiday? Yeah. I also have 2 truck mods that I'm using. One that adds a Volvo and one that adds a Freightliner. However, I've switched back to a Peterbilt as the truck that I'm driving because I want to start transitioning periodically playing in multiplayer as well. And you can't use mods in multiplayer, so I wanted the truck I'm using now to be available in multiplayer. Although I don't know how that works. I may have to just start a new career in multiplayer. But I think in multiplayer I'll probably turn off a lot of the hindrances, turn off gas, like fuel usage, turn off traffic violations, just so that you can just drive. This has multiplayer? There's a multiplayer mod, yes. Okay. Do you have a mod that adds the American-style Volvo to ECS? I'm trying to find a mod that's up to date that adds the International Lone Star truck. I have one, but it's broken. It hasn't been updated in a while. But yes, Creed, there is multiplayer in this. You can, there's a single multiplayer American Truck Sim server that everybody logs into and they truck around. There's no AI vehicles, so all the other trucks and just cars that are on the road here don't appear up there. So it's just an open road available for you to drive on. Most people do convoys and just like, it'd be like for example, if you had American Truck Sim and we did multiplayer together, it'd be like you and me on Discord and we're just driving and having conversations and all that stuff while we're trucking along. Can I have our own little convoy of like me and Lucid and a couple of other people? You might enjoy that. It's an option, bro. The video finally loaded for you? Well, hey, Trika. Now that you should be able to hear me. How's your day been today? I can see. And then you like ram into a tree and then you're like, nope, I was wrong. Mondays are tiring. Doesn't help that Monday is Christmas, so that makes things a little extra stressful. Oh, just your Mondays in general? Fair enough. Why did you slam on your brakes, Mustang? You had a... Ugh. That dude had a light. He was free to drive, and he just decided not to. Ugh. And he disappears. $25 is Christmas, typical American. I can't help it. I'm American. What's the damage? The 3% is probably body damage. If I go to a repair shop, it'll tell me where specifically the damage is on the truck, but it won't tell me here. I've driven my truck up until the point where it's had like 22% damage just from regular wear and tear. Because you do damage to your truck just driving it, whether you hit something or not. Oh, actual damage model, so that if you hit something, you can actually see the body damage? That might be something they'd eventually include. The vast majority of the damage to the truck, however, is non-visible. It's always going to be like damage to your tires or damage to the engine. Stuff that you can't really see. Yeah, it could be just like not necessarily body formed to the impact zone, but they could just have damage based off of the percentage to the vehicle. So like at 2% body damage, you have a dented fender. No matter where you hit your truck, the damage would always appear at the same spot on the car. That's not too bad. That's easy. That's just skins at that point. At a certain percentage, a new skin replaces the existing skin on your truck. I don't really see them doing it. I could see somebody making a mod for it, however. But yeah, they'd have to redesign all the trucks if they were going to implement like physics-based body damage. That's a lot of work. Oh yeah, I've gotten enough damage on my truck that the engine starts to shut off. Yeah. I've experienced that. Yeah, I think all the physics mods are based on the cargo you're hauling. I think you're correct. Certain functions stop working, like the horn or the lights? I don't think so. I think the functionality of the truck remains the same, with the exception of the transmission and the engine can start having problems. So you'll start slipping gears if your transmission is damaged, or the engine will just stall out and cut off on you if you have enough engine damage. So, I mean, there's that. Obviously, the lights and the horn stop working when the engine dies. But not just independently, no. How much time do I have to sleep? 8 hours. Yeah, I mean, they could. Like I said, I think if anybody was to implement more accurate body damage, it would probably be a mod. I don't really see SCS doing that. They don't intend for you to ever really drive the truck with damage. They pretty much expect you to drive the truck properly, and thus, if you drive it well enough, the amount of damage you're going to experience is going to be like less than 5%. At which point, giving yourself physics-based body damage at 5% is pretty useless. But I know there's challenges in, like, I don't know if Creed's still here, but in multiplayer, sometimes people will set up multiplayer challenges for like racing rather than delivering cargo. So you'll start at one area of the map, and your job is to race as fast as you can to the other side. That, of course, will do more damage to the vehicle. Gotcha. Racing, however, I feel would be less exciting because you could just mod your truck so that you have the fastest engine, and you just don't haul anything. There's no AI traffic. So it's basically just like you and the guy next to you going side by side the whole way. I still need to bypass a way station when it says I need to pull in and see what kind of fine that gets me. I haven't been fined for that yet, and I want to know how much it costs so that I can judge if bypassing one is worth it on a particular job. That's not graphic problems. There's a flag on the corner of my truck. It's a little red flag that's fluttering. Once it gets daylight, you'll see it's red. It's probably hard to see right now because everything looks really, really dark. I can detach it from my truck, I think. A lot of people have brought that up, so I think next time I get to a repair station to fix my truck, I'll detach those flags, because a lot of people seem to comment and think it's a graphical glitch, which is fine. It doesn't serve a purpose in the game other than visibility. You mean hire other real-life players? There is a virtual trucking company feature that's a third-party feature run by other websites that you can use in single-player or multiplayer, where you can have other real-life players join your company and drive for you. I don't believe you guys pool money, but it helps with ranking on like number of deliveries made, number of miles driven, stuff like that. Can I detach it while driving? No. I have to take the flag off at a repair location. I've been thinking of doing that. I don't know if there's enough people in my channel that would be interested in actually joining a virtual trucking company, but I've been considering starting one. I started an account on one of the websites for the that actually do the virtual trucking companies. I just haven't like gone any further than registering my account name. If I get paid in real money, dude, if I got paid in the same amount of real money that I get paid for these jobs, I would quit my job like that. I'm doing this one job. It's going to take me 2 hours, and it'll pay me $129,000. Yeah, I quit my job. $129,000 for 2 hours of work. I would drive all day. Oh no, Sanzi, it doesn't combine um, in-game drivers. It just combines the physical player. So like me only, not my garages. You only, not your garages. So if it was me and you together in a virtual trucking company, we would have 2 employees, and that was it. That's all that counts. Yeah, those numbers aren't realistic. I wish. Now, I mean, you can still have your own garages and your own employees to help supplement your income, but the virtual trucking company only counts the mileage and income of the player. Didn't know truckers earned that much money. They can, but I mean, it's not 2 hours worth of work. Also, a trucking job that would take you like 2 or 3 days would not pay you $129,000, even if you owned your own truck. It's still not realistic. If you pull over an ETS for brake, you make like $500,000. Yeah. Once you get enough garages and employees, you basically like, you don't have to do anything. You can just drive anywhere you want at that point. Yo, what's up, Lucid? So, Lucid, we were talking about the possibility of me setting up a virtual trucking company in American Truck Sim and periodically doing multiplayer. Is that something you might be interested in doing? I know you're not home very often to drive around, but if you were, would you be interested in doing that? Oh, yes. Do my day job in my off days? Hell yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, it's a fair question Lucid Shriek is bringing up, is that I'm taking a load of anything, basically. It doesn't matter what I'm hauling. Let's go with the most expensive thing you can haul, like nuclear waste. From southeastern New Mexico to northwestern California. Like a 2-day job. How much do you think, if you owned your own truck, how much do you think the max amount of money that somebody would pay for like a really high-end job would be? Considering that's only a 2-day job, right? We're not talking a ton of money. Because I'm getting paid $129,000. How many miles? I think it was 1,600 total. I don't even know if nuclear waste is one of the higher paying loads you can get, but it's just a guess. Super dangerous. I'm transporting nitroglycerin in liquid form. That's probably pretty damn expensive. This is an unrealistic job. It's paying me... Oh, wow. On the high end, it would be something like $4.50 a mile. Okay. That's on the high end. I'm getting paid... I want to say it was $88 a mile. So $88 a mile is unheard of, I'm guessing. Speeding violation. Oh, crap. Yeah, no. 1,600 miles times $4.50 per mile, $7,200. $7,200 for roughly 2 days worth of work would be pretty gravy. I mean, it's not bad. $7,200 for 2 days worth of work, that is some serious dough. You could download a mod that makes the economics realistic. No thanks. I don't want to be a broke trucker. A normal load would pay you less than $3. So say like 250, would you consider 250 to be like average? You make about 2 to 250. So like 225 would be about average. So a 1,600 mile trip would bank you like 250 would be about average. So a 1,600 mile trip would bank you like $3,500. Well, that's if you owned your own truck. So obviously you wouldn't make that much either. But how much does the company make? Because I own the company. Well, you see down at the bottom underneath my GPS, you'll see a little ticker go across periodically, and that's how much the employees are making. The company would take 10 to 20% if you owned the truck. So they take a lot more because they own the truck, I would assume. Probably more like 50% or something. Maybe even higher. Because they got to pay for the truck itself, they got to pay for maintenance, they're paying for gas. They got to pay for the insurance. I'm sure insurance for a trucking company has got to be insane with all the lawsuits. All right, I need to sleep in about 3.5 hours. Let's take a look at the map and see where the next sleep spot is. Looks like we're talking here. All right, let's do that. We'll see how much time I have left to sleep once I reach that location. We're okay. I took that turn a little too fast. My load is still good though. Do you like that little You hear the groan of like, stop. Why did that truck stop right there? I mean, it works well for me because I get to go around him, but... Oh, he hit somebody. What? Please no crash. No try crash. No promise, no crash, though. We have a sign that says, yes, we're open. Is that what that sign says? Yes, we are open. Wow. Larger trucking companies pay a flat rate per mile? That's gotta suck. Okay, good point. If you get a crap load, you still get decent pay. Whereas if you get a great load, now you're kind of getting screwed. Oh, they're paying for empty miles. So even if you're driving the cab with no trailer, you're making $30 or 30 cents per mile. Ah. What's the red thing hanging off the side of my fender? That is a flag. It's an oversized flag. You can see one in the small mirror on the right-hand side of the screen as well. Above my GPS, there's another one because it's on the right side of the truck as well. It's not a glitch. It's a flag. I'm going to take them off. Everybody's confused by them. I'm just going to take them off. Wait, did I pass my sleep spot? No, I didn't. It's coming up. Okay. I have about 2 hours left. I think I'll make it there by about that time. It looks like a glitch. It's a flag. Look, I'll show you. See? It's a little flag on the corner of my truck. Right there, and I got another one on this side. So I'm going to take them off. And there I am. That doesn't really look like me, but... What's my trailer license plate? Huh. Okay. You have to take into consideration, Creed, multiple employees for the same company may not even be near each other country-wise, you know, with state-wise. They may be in a completely different state. So they may only have like one job for your physical area. So even though they have a list of jobs for their employees, they may not have more than 1 or 2 jobs in California at the time. There's only 4 states. Only an ATS, bro. Yeah, so you've got to... That also makes it a challenge where you've got to bid on a job, so you have to discuss, like, first off, you have to bid low enough that you outbid most other companies, but you have to bid high enough that you make profit, because you don't want to bid like 20 cents per mile, and then your truck, regardless of how long the distance is, you're not going to make money on that, you know. Oh, I get it. So they'd be like, we're paying, $2.10 a mile, and you'd be all like, well, if you'll do it for $2.25, we'll take the job. That kind of thing. Is trucking almost exclusively done on a per mile basis, or are some jobs done on the load basis? Like, this load is going from here to here, we will pay you X number of dollars. And it's not on a per mile basis. Or do you just do the math in that case? I guess you would just do the math and be like, well, that's like 800 miles, so it's roughly this number per mile. So how about you pay us like 40 grand instead of 35 or something like that. I don't know how much the money is. I don't know how money works. You always do the math. You can also try to count in empty miles and squeeze a little more money that way. Well, yeah, because if you're in, like... Let's say, for example, you were in Fort Worth and the job came out of Dallas. You'd be like, well, I've got to drive from Fort Worth to Dallas, so you're going to need to pay that extra distance or whatever. Rest area is this way, okay. Just gonna eat up that other parking space because I don't care.
Oh, thank you.
My wife is so nice. She brought me to foods. My wife is the best. You are correct. Snack Fairy. Does she have a sister? Yes. Now ask me if I should hook you up with her sister. Hey, Cappy.
Yes.
Would Lucid be interested in your sister?
No.
I doubt you heard that, Lucid, but that was a definitive no, as in hell no. Is she equally as awesome? Not even close. Does she have two sisters? No. Oh, you heard her all the way in there? That's awesome. She's in the kitchen. I like this microphone. Yeah, Cappy got all the awesome in that family. Except for her mom. Her mom's pretty awesome. But her mom's married, so. Her mom would definitely be another snack fairy.
Oh. I learned to be a snack fairy from my mom.
That was your next question?
Oh.
Is her mom married? Matt now realizes we've heard all of his farts. Uh-oh. How do you guys hear me talk over how often I fart? In that case. Oh, crap, I need gas. Whoops. Let's get gas. Oh, God, that's gonna suck. Let's get gas here. I can make that. Awesome, Mom G. I'm available. Lucid, I'll take it. Oh, I know there's gas closer to me, but they're less convenient. I have enough gas to make it to the one I marked that's much more convenient to get in and out of. I was in a... Lucid said, I used to live up near your area a while back, and Mom goes, and you didn't stop by and say hi?
Aww.
And he's like, I was in a hurry. Do Cappy's sisters know what you think of them? Well, first off, she only has one. The other female in Cappy's life was her mom. Her mom knows that I think she's awesome. And her sister knows that I'm annoyed by her, yes.
My sister doesn't care. She loves
No.
everyone.
She's pretty oblivious.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows, but she's also oblivious. What is Tawny Town nearby, Lucid? My mom doesn't care. She's said where she lives before. My mom lives in a small town called Farmington. Hey, Carl leveled up. Let's take a look at Carl real quick. Where you at, Carl? Carl? Balanced. He has full on distance though, so that's good. What's up, Harry? Harry goes, I arrived yesterday to Matt with his head in his hands. And today I arrived with Matt trying to set up his mom with Lucid. You're not wrong. Lucid, you're my dude. Oh, fuck. Alright, let me try that again. Lucid, you're my new dad now. I have the best words. I love you, son. I love you too, Dad. You're not my real dad. Also, Lucid, we have to make plans. Me, you, and Creed have to make plans for Star Trek. We have to do that. We gotta play Star Trek, bro. I've already installed it. I know it's single player optional as well, but do you have any free time around the 1st? January 1st. We will need a 5th. Who's the 4th? Me, you, and Creed. Who's the 4th one? Skid, you don't need a VR headset. The newest patch for Star Trek Bridge Crew is standard mode. There's like a checkbox in the options for non-VR now. But yeah, if you have some free time around, what is that? Is that Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Is Monday the 1st? Monday is the 1st. Yeah, 30th through the 1st. If you're off anytime during there, you doubt I will be free on the 1st? Bummer. Okay, well, we'll have to schedule some time then to play that. You may be off that weekend. If you are off the weekend, let me know. Because I'll try to get together. If you find out that you are off that weekend, I'll hit up Creed and see if he's available. Because I know that the game can be played single player, so you don't need a full crew. I'm assuming you could have AI characters. I mean, I would eventually love to have a VR headset, but I'm sure as hell not going to spend $700 on one. If the Vive came down to like $300 regular, I might start saving up for that. But 700, no way. Well, Well, hey, Skid, it's on... I know it's on sale right now, but... Yep. I just call dibs on the engineer, because that's my jam. Although I don't even know what the positions are on the bridge. I'm assuming... Merry Christmas, Mom. Lucid said, it's more fun for people who are bad at their jobs, and their mom says, it's perfect for Matt then.
Huh.
Pilot, weapons, engineer, captain, and I would assume science officer or something. Probably the same positions at that... same positions as the other game. Whatever the other game was called. Skid is the weapons specialist? Oh god. We're all gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna have to sleep again before I get to my... Trika can be the red shirt! Oh, wrecked. I gotta slow down. Okay. So I'm probably gonna need to sleep somewhere around here. God, why is there no place to sleep there? Ugh. Probably end up sleeping here then. That makes sense. That's about halfway. Pulsar! Thank you, Skid. Jeez, that was gonna bother me. You want to be a phaser bank? You want Skid to shoot you? You want Skid to slowly caress your body? See, Skid is going to be Worf. I'm going to be... If we're doing Next Generation, Skid's going to be Worf. I'll be Geordi. No, Trika is Wesley. I'm going to be Geordi. Trika will be Data. Lucid would be the pilot, so that would be... No, Lucid would be Wesley. Wesley was usually the pilot. And then I guess that means that Creed is going to end up being Picard. Or should I be Picard since I'm bald?
I'd rather you be Riker. He's hotter.
You'd rather I be Riker? Have you played the game, Lucid? Is it exclusively the original series? Or is it the new universe? Or can you pick like what era you play in? It's called Star Trek Bridge Crew. You've only played one mission? You think it's a different timeline? It's probably the Kelvin timeline then, which is the one from the most recent... It's the Chris Pine movies. As far as I know, it's the Kelvin timeline. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Although it'd be really cool if they released like DLCs for Bridge Crew for the different eras. So they could have a TNG Bridge Crew, they could have a DS9 one, they could have a Voyager one. That'd be really cool. You just reskin the bridge and then reskin the characters and then give you a mission set based off of that location. Ah, yeah, okay. It takes place in the Kelvin timeline. Confirmed. The best way for them to test it would be to release a DLC for next generation to see if that actually is a popular option. They need to change a lot to put it in the Prime universe. Oh. Well, I haven't played it yet, so. But if they released a DS9 version, oh, I would jizz in my pants. Yo, what's up, Kalu? How are you doing? Also, Skid, Lucid, and Kalu, since you guys have popped in recently, how was y'all's Christmas? No, I'm not talking about the Defiant. I'm talking about actually Deep Space Nine, the space station. I mean, you could have shuttlecraft that you could send out. Drove to Oklahoma to visit some of your family. Awesome. Yeah, Skid, I watched, like, I don't know, a minute of your Facebook live stream this morning. And then I was all like, hey, his kid's got a cool toy. This is kind of creepy. I don't know his kids. Why am I watching his kids open presents? This is weird. So then I left. But I saw your daughter open up a Paw Patrol thing. Nerding out over Gundams. You think you're getting sick? That sucks. I mean, I guess if you're sick, it means that you can theoretically put more time into drawing your comic or something. Kind of eliminates your ability to play video games and stream them. But yeah, I hope you. If you get sick, I hope you don't stay sick long. Because that's going to suck. But yeah, if that's the case, I think I'll probably take some time in the next couple of days to sit down and see if I can set up a virtual trucking company on that webpage. And if I do, I'll make some posts about it in Discord for anybody that wants to join. I don't expect anything to come of it, but it'll just be something fun that we can do to keep track of. Something you can keep track of? Ah ha ha! I see what you did there. Dude, I saw a Tesla the other day. Oh, thank you.
Well, I was gonna have one, so I didn't get jealous.
I saw a Tesla at the most unexpected place for me to see a Tesla. I saw a Tesla at Walmart. We were walking through the parking lot and there was a dude pulling in. And he got out and I was like, holy shit, that's a Tesla. That's awesome. I did get a look at the LCD screen in the front of the truck. A Tesla is a type of car? Yes. It is a 100% electric car, and they are amazing. What's up, Serum Sword? But yeah, the thing, I looked through the window as the dude was parking, like just as I walked by, not like I walked up to the car, but as I was walking by, I looked in the window, and that thing legit has like a freaking 19-inch LCD monitor mounted in the dashboard vertically. Has a giant LCD screen in that thing. It was awesome. I think Serum's in the Discord.
He is Terran Sword? Yeah.
But yeah, to anybody lurking, feel free to join our Discord server. How was your Christmas, Serum? Lurkers are always welcome. It's part of the reason I don't call out when somebody follows. I don't say, hey, so-and-so followed, because I know there's an on-screen display of who followed, and they get a little dancing otter, but I don't want to call their name out if they intend to be a permanent lurker. You got to hang out with the family that you haven't seen in a while? Awesome. Always good. Lots of humps on this road? Yes, sir. There's a sharp curve coming up here, too. To make sure I take this properly. Not too bad. And if you got a new 2DS for Christmas, before it got wrapped, you spruced it up with some Star Wars skins. CFW with what? I don't know what that is. CFW with a custom Mario theme. Some Lego games, most of the 3DS Mario games, and a few other titles. Nice. Yeah. Nintendo Switch was probably a little hard to get your hands on at the moment. Custom firmware. Gotcha. Does that void the warranty or anything? Or I guess you could probably factory reset it back to the default firmware if it had problems and you needed to send it back to Nintendo or something. I'm assuming you mean PS4 and not PS2? Because if it didn't outsell the PS2, I would be shocked. Do they still track PS2 sales? I don't think so. Oh, you mean historical sales figures. Sorry. Oh, I don't need the runaway truck ramp. I'm fine. It's really awesome that they include the runaway truck ramps. That's super cool. There's going to be more of those when you get into like Colorado and stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you meant historical sales figures. I thought you meant current. I think the thing that really boosted Nintendo's sales on the Switch, I mean, obviously, besides being a good console, were Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda. Those games are like two of the most popular games in the world right now. If they release a Metroid game next year, I think they're set. I think they're supposed to release Metroid Prime 4 in the holiday season of next year. They'll probably release some footage of it at E3. That would be my guess. Whoop. Okay, well, to me, that's historical sales. The first year of the Nintendo Switch is outselling the first year of the PlayStation 2. That's what you're referring to, right? That's awesome, Sarum. I didn't know you were a shooter. What is buñuelos? Buñuelos are a Mexican sweet treat. It's basically a flour tortilla that's deep fried and then covered in cinnamon and sugar. Well, 155 million consoles, that's over its life. I was referring specifically to its historical first year, as opposed to in the Nintendo Switch's first year, it outsold the PlayStation 2, a console that's been out of date for like 6 years. Giving my mom cavities. She asked for it. I want to make sure, I want to clarify exactly what we're talking about. Because saying it outsold the PlayStation 2 in the Switch's first year makes you go, well, how many PlayStation 2s were sold this year? Very few, I would assume. That's why I wanted to clarify the first year of the Switch versus the first year of the PS2. Yeah, the first year of Switches sold more than the first year of PS2s. That's okay. That's the clarification I was looking for. Because that could be totally misleading if you read that improperly. Well, depending on where you live, they may have called it by a different name. It's like all the food that's sold at Taco Bell with Mexican names, none of the Mexican names are what they're actually called in Mexico. So, when you get a chalupa at Taco Bell, if you go to Mexico and ask for a chalupa, they're going to give you something completely different. Not even close. And it's not because Taco Bell sucks at making their food. They may, but that's not the reason. It's because Taco Bell has no idea, well, they don't care to match the names up with the proper food items. I don't really see developers rushing to get their games onto the Switch, but Nintendo historically has been much heavier on first-party titles than other consoles. Not to say that they've never had third-party titles. Like, the Super Nintendo was pretty dominant for third-party titles when it came out, but compared to Sony or Microsoft, they have a much higher percentage of first-party titles, is what I mean. And in all honesty, it's well worth it. Nintendo knows how to make a first-party title. We had a Colombian friend come over for Christmas, and we all made fajitas, and she was all like, "What is fajitas?" Well, fajitas are a very, they're an actual Mexican food, but it's very much a rancher's food. It's not like a cultural food. It's a specific job food. Because the ranchers would take, you know, the undesirable cut of meat, which is really funny for people from South Texas to hear that fajita meat is undesirable, because down here fajita meat is easily the most expensive meat you can get. But historically, fajita meat was the undesirable cut, and the ranchers would get this. They'd get this undesirable cut of meat, and they'd cook it low and slow all day long so that they could go out and do their job and not have to worry about the meat. And then they'd come back, cut the meat up, and eat it. And that was their food. It was cheap. They didn't have to watch it. And it worked out. Now fajitas have become so popular that in our area of the country, fajitas are the most expensive cut you can get. Or not the most expensive, but one of. They're certainly not cheap. However, in you go to northern states, and you can go to a butcher and get fajitas for almost nothing. Yeah, exactly. It was the tough grizzly part. Hey, it's raining. Awesome. People better watch out. All right, here we go. Yeah, I don't actually see Nintendo ever designing another console that competes with current generation processing power again. But they know how to make a cheap console that's still really good by today's standards. And then they just produce some of the most popular first party titles in the world and slap them on there. And then they're like, well, if you want to play Zelda, you're buying a Nintendo. Plus, unless they made a change on the Switch, I think Nintendo is still the only company that actively makes a profit on their console sales. I remembered at least the Wii. I'm not sure about the Wii U or the Switch, but I know even when the Wii came out, Nintendo still made money on the Wii, whereas Sony and Microsoft cut losses on every single console sale. They're basically banking on the games making them the profit, not the console. So it makes the games more required to be profitable. And that's why you see a lot of games just get immediately cut down when they don't make a lot of money. Okay, I'll be delivering this job before I have to sleep again, which is good. I know Skid has the Switch. I don't know if he's still here. Yeah, I've heard people get pretty smart. They're all like, oh, my smartphone does 1080p. And I'm like, the difference between 1080p and 720p on a 7-inch screen? Actually, phones don't even have a 7-inch screen, but you know what I mean. It's not really going to be a visible difference at that point. I mean, I'm sure there is a visible difference, but it's not going to be as big of a deal as it is like on a 24-inch screen or something. I still find 720p to be perfectly fine on my 28-inch monitor. 9 times out of 10, it looks perfectly fine on this. So on a 6-inch screen, I'm sure it does perfectly fine. Yeah, I watch Twitch in 720. I watch YouTube in 720. Um, basically, I don't know if Netflix has resolution adjustments, so I'm probably watching Netflix in 1080, but everything else, if I get a choice, I knock it down to 720 just for load times. I don't feel like the difference between 1080 and 720 on my computer is that big of a deal. Obviously, I stream in 1080 for the people that do care, but at 5 inches, the difference is just the file size. Good point. Well, a lot of people don't realize that the difference between 720 and 1080 is actually huge as far as the file size is concerned. Because a lot of people are all like, oh, that's only like 360 additional pixels. No, it's not. That's 360 additional pixels diagonally. So you've got all the area involved in that. That's like 3 times the screen size. Oh, dude, I would never try to render anything in 4K. Are you kidding me? I can't imagine how big a 4K file would be. My 1080p files were 1080p file for, actually no, those were 720p files. All my YouTube videos were 720, I think. I'm pretty sure they were all 720 and 30 frames a second, and a 30-minute video would be about 1.3 gigs. So knocking it up to 1080 would take it to probably 4 or 5 gigs. And then going up to 4K, shit, probably 30 or 40 gigs for a single file? No way, dude. And that's just 30 frames a second. You go up to 60 frames and right there, you just double it. That's nuts. Yeah, see? Going from 720 to 1080 is more than double the screen size. But a lot of people don't think it's that big. Because they're all like, well, 360 is only half of the other one, so just half as much more. No. That's not how area works. Who can handle Matt in 1080? Well, I'm streaming in 1080. You could technically just increase your stream quality and maximize it and just stare at my webcam.
I put up with you in real life.
Yeah, Cappy has to put up with me in real life. And she doesn't like doing that either. She gets me in pure raw format. My eyes! The blemishes! Today we're going to talk about foundation. Thank you. HD has better resolution than real life. Yeah, but you guys only have to put up with me for like 3 to 4 hours a day at most. Cappy is 24/7, 365. Even on days when she's sick and she's just tired of my shit, I'll like come into the room and be all like, "Hey," and she's all like, "Oh my god, I hate you. Just stop breathing." Okay.
Oh, love.
Yeah. The best part is Cappy's laugh. The resolution is not important. If it gets to be a problem, just take your glasses off. 1080 is too sharp. I'm going to make him fuzzy. Doesn't affect the audio. Actually, I think the audio still has problem. If you get down to, I think it's 240, it starts compressing the audio along with the video. And then you start having like audio problems with it. Or at least that's the way it was a long time ago. I don't know if Twitch has fixed that or not, but I'm talking about AR now. What's that? You're using all these fancy acronyms. Altered reality, maybe? Augmented. Ah, gotcha. That makes me think of Deus Ex when people say augmented. I know what augmented reality is. I just didn't recognize the acronym. Dude, this has been a really long drive. I've got basically 2.5 hours left. So I've driven for just over 2 hours, and I still haven't delivered my first load yet. We're going to Reading. What happens if I speed? I get a speeding ticket. Especially in California. Speeding in California is so much easier than it is anywhere else. Because their top truck speed is 55 instead of 65. So Friday at midnight or 01 a.m. Man, I've got that really dumb song from the beginning of the Star Wars movie in my head.
I don't know
The one with the dancers?
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Before the movie.
Before the movie started, yeah.
Oh,
The Alamo Drafthouse preview thing that they had.
where'd you get that horse from?
Yeah, oh my god, it's so bad. I'm sure that's not just an Alamo Drafthouse thing. I'm sure it's probably a YouTube thing that they got
Yeah.
and
no.
used, but ugh.
Well, because it's a parody of a Korean pop star song.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Chips is everywhere. Yeah, dude. Way bypass. Awesome.
Okay. I looked it up for you, and someone says it's a $700 fine if you ignore the waive request and keep driving.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
$700. If I'm pressed for time, I'll bypass a way station for $700. But if I'm not pressed for time, I'll just pull over.
There's a wiki that tells you. The wiki says 600. What's your speeding? Is it 500?
No, well, speeding depends on where I am.
Well, this is according to the wiki. So someone said 700. The wiki says 6. So it's going to be somewhere in that, I imagine.
Okay, so less than 1,000.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's less than $1,000, I'll risk it for like rush problems.
I know.
Before you watched Star Wars, there was primarily just beer advertisements, but you know, Germany.
Oh.
Fair enough. Well, I went to watch it in a movie theater that it's a niche movie theater. They serve food and drinks in the theater, and they have an extremely strict no talking policy of if you talk, we will kick you out of the theater and you will not get a refund.
No talking, no cell phone.
Yeah, no talking, no cell phones. And it's not no cell phones like no texting. It's do not use your cell phone as a light source. So you need to mute your cell phone and stick it in your pocket or your purse. Because if your cell phone light comes on, they'll kick you out of the theater. So, hey, Christopher Odd's hosting me. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, man. You're probably not watching because it says auto host, but that's all right. But yeah, the theater has a lot of specifically made advertisements just for the theater. You're all for those rules? Yeah, dude. It's an awesome theater. I like it a lot. I saw Star Wars twice at that theater, and it was amazing. And it's only like $1 or $2 more per ticket. So for the ability of not having like teenage kids talking the whole time. It sounds very strict. Well, yeah, it is, but I mean, it's not hard to do if you're there to watch the movie. You just sit down, shut up, and enjoy the movie. That's the rule. But I mean, the punishments are strict. If you break the rules, you're out. There's no coming in there and slapping you on the wrist. Stop it. Now, Timmy, you're not supposed to do that. Did you like it more, less, or the same as The Force Awakens? Personally, I feel like it was better. I know there's a lot of hate going around with the movie, and we're not going to talk about it here because spoilers, but I feel like this is probably the best, but if not, probably the second best Star Wars movie in my opinion. It was really damn good. Now, keep in consideration, I have not seen Rogue One, so I don't know where Rogue One falls in that set, but I've seen all the other Star Wars movies, and I would rank it either number 1 or number 2. I don't really have an interest in going and reading what everybody's complaining about either. because I don't feel like there's really a problem, so why expose myself to people's opinions that they're just going to try to convince me to hate the movie? I liked it a lot. So yeah, if you like Star Wars, you should go see it. It's really damn good. People will always complain, especially about Star Wars. Yeah, it's true. I heard people complain a lot about The Force Awakens when it first came out. And now pretty much everybody agrees that it's one of the best movies. But usually the people that were complaining the most were the racist and sexist people. Like, why is the main character a girl and why is there a black guy? And it's like, wow, dude, your argument in a Star Wars movie is why is there a black guy in it? You sound like an asshole. How is that your argument? You're a dick.
I'll say that me seeing the Star Wars movie today made me, like, I want to go and, like, watch the others now. Whereas before I didn't have as much interest.
Right?
Because I had only seen The Force Awakens and, well, and Revenge of the Sith.
And
I knew the stories more or less of the others, but I hadn't seen them. But after watching the movie today, I was like, oh my god, I really want to go and just immerse myself in that universe because it was really good.
well, whenever you're ready, I've got the other 6.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying as like, in my opinion, that's how the movie felt to me. Like, it was just so good, it made me want to, like, watch everything else and just, nom all the info.
Yeah. I've always preferred Star Trek over Star Wars, but I'm also not one of those people that's all like, I like Star Trek, Star Wars is garbage. Star Wars is really good. People gave Watch Dogs 2 bad reviews because the main character is black. I don't get that, dude. Why are people... I can't... Because I'm not racist, I can't fathom why people are racist. It just doesn't click for me. I'm like, how can you hate a movie because somebody's black and they're in the movie? What the hell is wrong with your brain? It just blows my freaking mind. All right, here's our destination. We're dropping this off to CVS, apparently. All right, where's the parking job? No, we're not doing that. Dang. $129,646. That's a good job right there. And I leveled. Let's get max fuel economy. All right. So now we're just going to go back and forth between high value and fragile until we get those all maxed out.